Hi, Leslie Perrin here with Piece by Piece Wellness Coaching. I'm your nurse, functional wellness practitioner, and board certified health coach. I'm here to bring you Piece Bite number 16. This is about is food sensitivities causing your symptoms. How do you know that food sensitivities are causing your symptoms? Well, you can do some of your own detective work, or you can cut straight to the chase and find a detective, like a functional nutrition practitioner or functional medicine expert, who knows exactly where to look. Here are some tips for you to think about if you're experiencing symptoms such as joint pain, skin issues, headaches, or other symptoms. Symptoms are just not normal. What's worse is symptoms can have multiple causes, and this makes it really hard for us to figure out what are the root causes or causes that are making you sick. Foods are often sources of inflammation, and that leads to symptoms. And you can get an inflammation checklist, which I will put in below in the show notes, but those can help you identify some common symptoms of inflammation. The good news is that you can start by looking at what you eat. So first, start by looking at food. Do your own research first. While food sensitivities cause a variety of symptoms that may be related to other causes, it's good to rule out whether it may be a food sensitivity, as this can be corrected by eliminating suspected or identified food or foods. Explore changing your diet. Maybe use an anti-inflammatory diet where you eliminate foods such as processed and packaged foods and eat organic as much as possible. You can try an anti-inflammatory diet on your own. An elimination diet is the next step, where it's a much stricter diet. And unfortunately, with an anti-inflammatory diet, you may not know what foods are actually causing food sensitivities. And so an elimination diet is a much stricter diet, can be tough to do. However, getting a functional nutrition practitioner or functional practitioner can help you determine if you really need to go that step to do a strict elimination diet. This type of diet is not done long term, it's only done for a few weeks, but typically foods are eliminated such as dairy, wheat, gluten, soy, eggs, alcohol, coffee, and any other caffeine. And that's eliminated for those few weeks, and once the diet is completed, there's a very specific process that is used to add foods back safely and slowly to figure out what ones may be causing food sensitivity symptoms. The second thing you can do is get in touch with your body. And this is through tracking your symptoms. It's a good idea to be in touch with your body and notice how you respond to foods after you eat a meal. You can record your response to meals, and specific foods within that meal can help you figure out whether or not you might be reacting to a certain food or foods. There are a variety of food diaries or apps that can help you with tracking your response to food. Eliminating foods causing symptoms. Well, if you notice any symptoms that recur after eating a certain food or foods, eliminate those foods. When reintroducing foods, if any symptoms occur, remove the food again. You may need to eliminate a food or foods for a longer period of time than a few weeks, or in some cases, it may be long-term or even indefinitely. Number 3, what you can do to determine if you have a food sensitivity. Well, get tested. This is where you get some very objective results. Understand the different types of food reactions. There are food sensitivities, food allergies, and food intolerance. And these are often difficult for people to understand and actually figure out what they may be experiencing. A description of the differences can be found in the show notes. Test to try to figure out specific foods that are causing food sensitivity or even allergy. Testing can be done to identify what is triggering your symptoms, as although an anti-inflammatory diet targets the common culprits for food sensitivities, symptoms are often very individual and unique to the person. And so the food sensitivity tests, while they can vary in reliability and the types of foods they test, there are some testing that is actually very helpful to steer an individual so that they can be more successful in eliminating foods that may be at the source of their symptoms. So in addition to more general food sensitivity testing, there's specific tests from specific labs to test very specifically. For example, there are tests called Zoomers for wheat, dairy, eggs, lectins, soy, nuts, or other sensitivities. And there are other tests that test a wide range of foods and even dyes and other chemicals. Practitioner can help you identify if more specific tests might be helpful. Fourth thing you can do is to fix your gut. This is very important to find out if you have a leaky gut. Food sensitivities can be an indication of such issues as leaky gut, and often food sensitivities will increase over time with a chronic leaky gut. In some cases, people may test sensitive to a significant number of foods, which may resolve with healing the gut and slow reintroduction of foods. There are also functional lab tests that can actually help identify if you actually have a leaky gut. Eliminate gluten. Well, some people actually have to eliminate gluten forever if they test positive for sensitivity to it, or if they have a condition such as autoimmune disease. Gluten-containing foods should not be added back to the diet if you're sensitive to gluten. Continuing to eat those foods can lead to an increased risk of autoimmune disease and other chronic illness. Healing your gut is really important, but it's hard to do on your own because there may be multiple factors aside from food sensitivity. Dietary restrictions, supplements, diet journaling, healing foods are some of the strategies used by practitioners to help you heal. However, identifying the root cause of why you have food sensitivities is important to solving the issue, as the aforementioned strategies will resolve at best temporarily the issues, and if there are other factors such as toxins, emotional stress, pathogens, or other things that need to be addressed for the individual. While in some cases it's not clear as to what comes first, a holistic approach is important to healing. The fifth thing, get a reliable health practitioner or health coach. Finding the right practitioner and health coach is important. It's important to do the detective work to find out what's causing your symptoms, and an expert practitioner can help you with this. For allergies where you have immediate reactions to food, you may need an allergist to do the testing, but a functional practitioner can help with testing for food sensitivities and resolving leaky gut. Symptoms of food sensitivities, including gluten sensitivity, may or may not be gut-related, such as what people normally think of as having a diarrhea, gas, or an irritable bowel response to food. You can even have migraines, joint pain, brain fog, or mental disorders such as depression, anxiety, or even schizophrenia as a response to a food sensitivity. For gluten sensitivities, a certified gluten-free practitioner can help you with more specific gluten sensitivity testing and coaching regarding gluten-free foods. And I actually do that as well. I'm a gluten-free practitioner. But overall, the 5 things that I've talked about, the 5 ways to figure out if you have food sensitivities that are causing your symptoms, can really help you find, and not only find, but eliminate food triggers, identifying those underlying causes, and understand who can help you overcome them. Resolving the issues with food is a journey, and it requires patience and it requires mindfulness on your part. Working with a functional practitioner and sticking to a plan to find the right foods and correct any imbalances in your body takes time. In the long run, through healing your journey, through a healing journey, you can develop a better ability to feel about how your body responds to different foods. Thanks for listening.